Welcome everyone to the Ordinary Council meeting of the Wellington Shire for the 6th of August 2024. Members of the public gallery should note that Council records and publishes Council meetings via YouTube to enhance the accessibility of Council meetings to the broader Wellington community. These recordings are also archived and may be published on Council's website for viewing by the public or used for publicity or information purposes. At the appropriate times during the meeting, members of the gallery may address the Council, at which time their image, comments or submissions will be recorded. Members of the public who are not in attendance at the Council meeting but who wish to communicate with the Council via the online web form should lodge their questions or comments early in the meeting to ensure that their submissions can be dealt with at the end of the meeting. Please, with gallery visitors, councillors and invited online attendees, ensure that mobile phones and other electronic devices are turned off or in silent mode for the duration of the meeting. Wellington Shire Council acknowledges our offices are located on the traditional lands of the Gunai-Kurnai Nation. We pay our deep respects to their elders, past, present and future, and acknowledge their ongoing cultural and spiritual connections to their land and waters. Before I continue, I'll just make sure my online councillors can see and hear me. Councillor Crosley.
Yes, Mayor, I can see and hear you. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Crosley. Councillor Stevens.
Yes, thank you, Mayor. I can hear you and see you.
Thank you, Councillor Stevens. We have one apology, which is Councillor Marr. Is there any declarations of conflicts of interest? No? Item 3.1, adoption of minutes of previous council meetings. Someone to move that, please. Councillor Wood.
Thank you, Mayor. I move that Council adopt the minutes and resolutions of the Ordinary Council meeting of Tuesday the 16th of July 2024.
And seconded by Councillor Ripper. Is that motion opposed? If not, that motion is carried. Happy with that, Councillor Wood?
Thank you.
Item 4, business arising from previous meetings, we have none. Item 5, acceptance of late and urgent items, we have none. Item 6, notices of motions, we have none. Item 7, reviewing of petitions or joint letters, we have none. Item 8, invited addresses, presentations or acknowledgements. Do we have any? Councillor Tatterson.
Yes, Mayor, I've just got an acknowledgement to make and I'm sure you'll be pleased to hear it. I'd like to acknowledge Scott Pendlebury on his remarkable achievement of playing his 400th game for Collingwood on the weekend. He's had a fantastic career, a boy from Sale who was drafted in 2006 and played his first game against Brisbane. He's done an awesome job right throughout his career. He's always conducted himself and he's been a credit to the area, credit to his family and a credit to his football club. He's played 400 games, 200 goals. He was drafted at number 5 in the 2005 National Draft. He's got the most games in the history of Collingwood, which is over 150 years, more than 10,000 disposals, the only person in the history of the AFL to have more than 10,000 disposals. In the Brownlow medal, he's polled 221 votes across 102 games where he's polled votes, which puts him 4th on the all-time list of Brownlow votes, even though he's probably the highest finisher not to have won the Brownlow. He's played in 5 grand finals for 2 premierships and 31 finals over his career. At the MCG, he's played 252 games. The next best is Kevin Bartlett on 203 games. So he's well and truly played the most games ever at the MCG. But most of all, probably on the weekend, there was a lot of social media leading up to the actual game. But credit to all those involved that really acknowledged Scott's family, his wife Alex and kids Darcy and Jack. Lisa and Bruce were there, these parents, Christopher and Megan, Ryan and Brett, and his uncle Paul and Jenny. So their extended family were there, and a lot of people who came from Sale that were part of his journey were able to attend and really well acknowledged. So a great occasion and great acknowledgement for Sale and our area in the part we contributed to Scott's journey and what he's been able to achieve. So it was really well done, and good on Scott. So pass on our best regards.
Well said, Councillor Tatterson. People mightn't realise that Scott was actually a gifted basketballer, actually played for Australia. And he chose when he was 17, I believe, to swap sports, give up basketball and have a go at football. And look where he's come now. I remember Scott as a kid when he was playing for the Gippsland Power. You'd often see him running around the streets of Sale, doing the extra stuff, going to the gym. And that's how he's done his whole career. He's set a great example for his teammates and other people that have got a professional sport in the way that he actually does conduct himself. So a real credit to a great kid, a great Sale person, and as Councillor Tatterson touched on, a great family for the area. So yeah, second that, well done, Scott.
And the world's best footy team.
Most certainly. As Collingwood supporters, we all come out of the woodwork. It's great to see.
Can I call a point of order, Mr Mayor?
No, we're not acknowledging any other team, unfortunately, because they have to be prerequisite. They have to be born in Sale, of course.
Of course.
Or the Wellington Shire, to be more parochial. Item 9, questions on notice. We have none. Item 10.1, the Youth Mayor Quarterly Report for August 2024. We have our Youth Mayor here, and I'd love Taylor to come up and read out her report. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Good evening. I am honoured to present the quarterly report on the vibrant activities and significant contributions made by the Wellington Shire Youth Council. Our youth councillors have been actively engaging with our community, promoting civic responsibility and a fostering spirit of inclusivity and collaboration. Here are some of the highlights from the past few months. First, our participation in the Anzac Day ceremonies was a poignant reminder of our collective history and the sacrifices made by our servicemen and women. 5 of our dedicated councillors attended ceremonies in Sale, Hayfield and Seaspray, representing the youth of Wellington Shire with respect and reverence. On May 1st, the entire Youth Council came together to take part in the candlelight vigil at the Sale Clock Tower. It was inspiring to stand with such a large crowd in remembering those lost to family violence, but sad to hear the reality of this issue in our area. We engaged with the community at the Volunteer Expo held at the Wedge. 5 of our councillors shared their experience of volunteering and met with a wide range of other organisations. This was where we first met the amazing therapy dogs from the East Gippsland Dog Obedience Group. One of the major events we were involved in was the Live for Life launch day. 2 of our Year 8 members attended, and 5 more of our group helped run games on the lawns of the GISC. It was an exhilarating day with over 600 students participating in fun activities like limbo and giant Jenga. The therapy dogs were once again a big hit in bringing smiles and comfort to everyone involved. We collaborated with the Shire's Disability Inclusion Officer and the Sale Headspace Office to make the Teen Night at Hayfield Library a sensory-friendly fun night. We again introduced young people to the work of therapy dogs. This proved to be a big draw card with people coming from as far away as Golden Beach. 7 of our youth councillors took part in this event, ensuring that it was an inclusive and enjoyable experience for all attendees. At our formal meeting in June, we had an insightful presentation from Better Transmission Gippsland. They explained their preferred delivery method for transmission lines across our shire, and it was an excellent opportunity for us to engage and understand the infrastructure planning that impacts our community. The Future Wellington team joined our formal meeting in July, seeking our input on the vision for Wellington in 2050. It was inspiring to discuss and contribute ideas on shaping the future of our region, and we are eager to help spread this message to our peers and families. Looking ahead to our August meeting, we will welcome local police officers. This session aims to address issues facing young people in our region and explore ways to improve relations and tackle negative attitudes towards the police force. Lastly, we are thrilled to announce the launch of the 2024 Wellington Youth Art Prize, Down the Rabbit Hole. This initiative is an excellent platform for young artists to showcase their talent, and entries close on September 15th. and we eagerly anticipate the exhibition in the new young exhibitors space at the Gippsland Art Gallery on October the 11th. In conclusion, the Wellington Youth Council has an incredibly dynamic and productive quarter. Our activities have not only enriched our members but have also positively impacted the wider community. And we look forward to continuing our work with enthusiasm and dedication. Thank you.
Well said. So can I have someone to move that great report? Councillor Wood.
I move, excuse me, I move that Council receive the Youth Mayor's quarterly report.
And second by Councillor Tatterson. Is that motion opposed? If not, that motion is carried. Councillor Wood. You're already on. You're already on. Turn it back on. Yep.
Just to say how proud I am of the Youth Council. They do a wonderful job, and that report was just fantastic. Thank you very much. And I'm glad to be part of it. It's great.
They do a fantastic job. Thank you, Talia. Item 11, Delegates Report. Do we have any? I don't think we do, no. Item 12.1, Assembly of Councils Report. Someone to move that?
Thank you,
Councillor
Mayor.
Mackenzie.
Thank you, Mayor. I wish to move the Council note and receive the attached Assembly of Councillor records for the period 8th of July 2024 to the 28th of July 2024.
And seconded by Councillor Wood. Is that motion opposed? If not, that motion is carried. Councillor Mackenzie.
Thank you, Mayor. This is a record of workshops and attendees on the 16th of July. Just to note, all councillors were in attendance, with Councillor Crosley online, and all executives and general manager was also in attendance for that day. The councillors were presented with reports and workshops on the 2024 election period, 2024 Community Satisfaction Survey results, the Wellington Growth Management Strategy, establish a trust for nature covenant on council property, Neils Road, Tarraville, and finally the draft arts and culture strategy. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you, Councillor Mackenzie. Item 12.2, Print Copier Panel of Suppliers Tender. Someone to move that, please.
Thank you, Mayor.
Councillor Ripper.
Thank you. I'd like to move that 1, Council receive and note the report and all attachments pertaining to this report. 2, Council award contract number 2024 000023 for the Print and Copier Services Panel of Providers for 3-year period to the following: GB Machines Proprietary Limited, KISS Print Solutions Proprietary Limited, Lightstrom Imaging Proprietary Limited, ThinkX Holdings Proprietary Limited, Viatech South East Victoria Proprietary Limited. And 3, Council authorise Chief Executive Officer to execute such documents as necessary to give effect to the arrangements of the Print and Copier Service Panel of Providers Contract 2024, 2024 00023, take 4 and 5 paragraphs as read.
And seconded by Councillor Tatterson. Is that motion opposed? If not, that motion is carried. Yep. Councillor Ripper.
Yeah. Thanks, Mayor. Wellington Shire Council, who's the lead procurement council, and East Gippsland Shire have completed an evaluation of Print and Copier Service Panel Providers Contract. The objectives of the joint tender with East Gippsland Shire Council is to achieve procurement and service delivery efficiencies across both councils. The Print and Copier Services Panel of Providers is a non-mandatory panel arrangement being established for the supply of suitably qualified vendors to support and assist Wellington and East Gippsland Council in supply provision of print and copier services. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you, Councillor Ripper.
Yep.
Great panel assembled. Item 13.1, Wellington Growth Management Strategy. There's no one in the gallery that wanted to talk to this item, no? Someone to move that, please. Councillor Tatterson.
Thank you, Mayor. I move that Council adopt the final Wellington Growth Management Strategy dated 12th of July 2024 as attached.
And seconded by Councillor Rossetti. Is that motion opposed? If not, that motion is carried. Councillor Tatterson.
Thanks, Mayor. The 2021-2025 Council Plan identifies the need to prepare a Shire-wide growth strategy to support economic development and population growth. Accordingly, SGS Economics and Planning were appointed to prepare a Wellington growth management strategy. The purpose of the strategy is to develop a Shire-wide land use planning framework to direct and manage future urban growth, with a focus on the role and growth of potential for the 6 main urban centres: Sale, Warwick Longford, Maffra, Stratford, Hayfield, Rosedale and Yarram. So this plan effectively does this. Following consultation, the final updates have been made to the strategy and they'll be attached to the Wellington Growth Strategy document on our website. The final strategy recommended for council adoption. Implementation of the strategy via a future planning scheme amendment process will be subject to a separate and later council report. A future planning scheme amendment will focus on updating policy content in the Wellington planning scheme to reflect the preferred strategic directions identified in this strategy. So this is a really important document to ensure that we've got suitable land to cater for our future growth and economic prosperity.
Thank you, Councillor Tatterson. Item 14.1, reopening of unused road licence, part Collis Road in Jack River. Someone to move that, please.
Yes, Mayor.
Councillor Stevens.
Thank you. I'd like to move that one, Council, in accordance with Section 4071 of the Land Act 1958, considers that it is desirable and in the public interest that licence 1507283 concerning the 150 metres at the northern end of the unused road abutting 69 Collis Road at Jack River be cancelled, and it is required for public traffic, and 2, the Department of Energy, Environment and Climate Change be informed of this resolution.
And seconded by Councillor Wood. Is that motion opposed? If not, that motion is carried. Councillor Stevens.
Yes, thank you, Mayor. So this basically motion is part of a statutory process because Council has received a request from the landowner abutting this unused road, and in fact the same owner is the licence holder of the unused road licence, and the landowner wishes to open up part of this property, and to do that requires the unused road licence to be cancelled so that the road can be open for public traffic. So simply put, just a statutory requirement that Council receives from time to time. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you, Councillor Stevens. Do we have any online comments, Mr CEO?
Nothing this evening, Mayor.
And do we have anyone in the gallery that would like to address Council? I don't think we do. So in that case, I'll declare the meeting closed at 5:17. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Mayor.